Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to Racing Formula League. We are here, as you can see, at the Chinese Grand Prix, where we are here for okay, yeah, so everything's good. Yep, so as I was saying, we are here for round number 12 of the Season 11 Championship. And yeah, as already alluded to, we are at China. And Kirby, not wanting to participate in the qualifying session, wanting to be at the start of the grid here. As yes, we are here for round 12 of round 12? Yeah, round 12. That is correct, isn't it? Yeah, round 12 of 16. So 5 races to go, including this evening. And we have our first car out on track, the Williams of Columbia. First out on track, and it is Tom Gorian, who leads the championship with a 21-point lead on Vapid Coot 74. And so yeah, obviously with 25 points for the win, it is all very much still to play for here. With 5 rounds to go, as has been said, and we have 18 drivers here this evening, potentially a 19th if they arrive in time for the end of qualifying. And we obviously are at the same circuit that the real F1 is at this weekend. Obviously, with the sprint shenanigans happened already, and the Grand Prix awaits us tomorrow morning. And it is going to be Columbia, the first driver to start a lap with the full back straight. Was pretty much to himself there before a few more cars are to follow, but we shall now go on board with the Williams of Columbia. We'll keep the track map on the right hand side of the screen, but we shall have a clear view of everything else as we head through turn 1. Not an easy corner at all, as it begins opening and then it tightens all the way around. This next corner opposite starts tight and then opens up onto what is the braking zone for what is turn 5. The AlphaTauri just about staying out of the way there, and not quite impeding the Williams driver of Combi, but through turns 6 and 7 now. Very fast corners indeed. And through turn 8 and turn 9. Down the short straight, which marks the end of sector 2, and into turn number 10 and 11. And now the long sweeping turn number 12, I believe. And now on to what I believe is a 1 kilometre long back straight here. And this is where we shall be seeing many overtakes come the race into the hairpin of turn 13 and a bit of a kink of turn number 14, I believe, as well. And on to the final corner, turn number 15. Try not to go too wide on the exit, or we may do something similar to what Carlos Sainz did in qualifying earlier today. And it is a 1 minute 33.1. And we're going to have a look as to who is next to cross line. It's going to be the Aston Martin of Inns, who rounds the final corner and crosses the line. It's a 1:31.5, goes quickest for the moment. And Vesper Jupiter in the other Aston Martin, a 31.9, slots in second position. MRC goes into P3, and do we have any more drivers crossing the line? Because let's go P3 with a 32.2. And lots of drivers seemingly coming over to finish their laps or start them. A few actually going into the pits, who it is Dr. Mo next to cross the line. He goes P5, and a few drivers, I think, crossing the line there in the pits, so not a representative time from Tarnier, a 1:58.2. And we've got, who else has crossed the line? Starcrax 32.6, Deton 31.9, only 3 thousandths slower than Vesper Jupiter for P3. And Vapid Coots now takes provisional pole, 1:31.2. Is that Tom? No, that's not Tom crossing the line, that's someone going into the pits, but Junior Correa will be next to cross the line. He now goes provisional pole with a 1:30.9, and going about a quarter of a second quicker than Vapid. As we have a look at the AlphaTauri of Kernel Panic, he is finishing off his lap here into the final corner and staying within those track limits, and crosses line P3 with a 1:31.5. Okay, is Tom on a lap? He, I think, is. It's this one. No, he's not on a lap. Preparing for another one potentially. And we ride on board to see if he's going to start it. It looks like he is. And on board we go with Tom Gorian, the championship leader so far this season. And into turn 1. Hitting the apex nicely there. And now the patience on the throttle required here for turns 2 and 3, and through the kink of 4, and then into the hairpin of turn 5. Also a pretty good overtaking spot come the race, so one to look out for there. Through the fast corners now, and the traffic getting out of the way nicely here, and through the line for sector 2. He's obviously up on his time, and going through the fast right hand corner that opens up onto the back straight. A good exit here is fairly necessary. Tries to get the slipstream of the car ahead, stays to the right hand side of the straight. Tom getting fairly close to the car there, wanting to get that slipstream advantage. But through the hairpin, and now it's one more braking zone to go for the Alpine driver. Nice wee shot there from the curb, and it is going to be a cross line. It's P6 for Tom Gorian, 1:31.8. I'd suspect there's a bit more time left on the table. That was the Red Bull of Fisichella, I believe, starting his flying lap. I'm going to go on board with the Red Bull driver. Heading down into the braking zone of turn 5. It is a little bit downhill, so that can potentially catch a driver or two out. But it is through the fast left and right handers, taking a lot of the curb, potentially a bit too much curb as he lost the back end a little bit there. Did Fisichella, but stays on the track. Sets a 51.9 through the first and second sectors, and now one more sector to go, and on to the back straight we go. DRS gets wide open, and no slipstream this time around, and into the hairpin. gets a decent exit and on to the final corner. Swoops through, gets a little bit oversteer through there, but it's going to cross the line and it is going to be P10. For the moment, I think EBI is coming around the final corner. He indeed is. He is going to cross the line for his first lap time of the session. It is P15 with a 1:37.7. So I believe more time is on the table. He may be going for another lap now, potentially. Don't know what the energy situation is. We'll have a look. Maybe going for another flying lap here. However, the track is getting more busy. Quite a few drivers on what is going to be their second lap times. Let's see if we can try and catch people coming around the final corner if possible. As that he does improve his time, but it is still only enough for P16. And there's an Aston Martin coming around the final corner. It will be Inns. He is currently P3. Ferrari will be starting a lap. And Fizzy Taylor pits too. Starcraft is going to be starting a lap. Let's see if EBI does indeed finish this lap. He is coming around the final corner. And it's across the line, stays P15, but gets within just over half a second of P14, the Williams of Columbia there. And who is going to be next to cross line, I wonder? I think it's going to be Vesper Jupiter in the Aston Martin. Oh, but he's backed off of this lap time. That is Vapid 74 heading around the hairpin and approaching the final corner. Where's this lap going to put the Mercedes driver? And round the final corner, across the line. And it is provisional pole for Vapid 74 with 1 minute 30.8. Goes just under a tenth of a second quickest so far. And I think So Fresh may potentially be coming round to complete what is his first flying lap round the final corner. Where is the Ferrari driver going to put himself? And it's P15, the 1:33.1. And I think Starcraft's rounding the final corner, and it's going to be across the line up to P11, up 2 positions with a 1:32.2. I think Zach Kozlesko approaching. No, he's invalidated his time. I think EBI will be pitting Junior Correa on a lap time, I believe, and he will be rounding the final corner. Maybe the back end stepping out just a little bit, but he crosses the line and he now takes back that provisional pole position and goes a tenth of a second quickest so far. And who else is on a flyer? RTK Tarrier, I think, is on a flying lap, so we shall go on board. Well, we did go on board with the Alpine driver, who goes into the pits. So, got very close to the wall there. Just about kept out of it. And we shall have a look at the lap of MRC 12,000. And the Haas driver looks like he has always got very close to losing it there, and he has indeed backed out of this lap. And I don't think anybody else is currently on a lap. So we shall have a look at who's the next, well, going to be the next driver to be starting a lap, and that is Lord James 22, who is third in the championship currently, and needs some good results if he wants to put himself back in the mix for the championship. Is still very much a possibility for the cash driver, but does definitely require some good results in the next few races, and will be hoping to get as far up the grid as possible from this lap, which he starts now. We do have our 19th driver in the session with 3 minutes to spare, so cutting it a little bit fine there, but has got himself into the session as we go on board with the Haas of Lord James 22. Has a bit of traffic up ahead, it just about gets out of the way. And now up through the gears towards the left hand of turn number 6. Just about getting the apex nicely there. Goes nicely through the right hander too. Opens up for turn number 8 and 9. Has a little bit of a wobble. Does he keep the lap time valid? He does indeed. And he is marginally quicker coming out the second sector of his own first lap time. So will require a good final sector here. He's got a little bit of a toe up ahead of him as he approaches the hairpin. Hopefully these cars will get out of the way in time. And just one more braking zone to go for of Lord James 22 through the final corner. And across the line and goes P3 with a 31.1. Gets up a few positions here, and MRC across the line with a 32.6. Who is all up here? Is on one. So we shall have a look at the Aston Martin driver. Ooh, a little bit of the back end sliding out there. Heading towards the final sector now. Is marginally slower, but with a good final sector can still very much improve on his time here. And on to the back straight. And will be opening that DRS as well. Indeed, it is wide open, and now the Aston Martin driver will be thinking about that braking zone, which comes pretty quickly into the hairpin. And so round the final corner. And oh gosh, that is a big mistake there. As the checkered flag comes out and we can see EBI rounding the final corner. He can only do enough for P15. And Harry only enough for 6th on the grid so far. Because Let's Go currently in P12 will be looking to improve on that. Around the final corner he goes. And across the line up to P11 with a 31.1, so not in the top 10 this time around. Inns is the next driver to cross the line. He stays P4, and now it is the two Mercedes next to cross the line. Vapid just in front. He does not take pole position, and Starcraft's P13. I believe that was Fisichella up to 11th. Dr. Moore's 10th on the grid. And Colonel Panic crosses the line. He stays 5th. Oh, who's that improving? I believe that was Tom Gorian up to 5th position. Tiercy Deaton staying in 9th, and now So Fresh around the final corner, but has invalidated his time. So there we go. that is the end of the qualifying session. And so here we go. Junior Correa takes pole position. Vapid Coots alongside on the front row with Lord James in P3. Ends is P4 with Tom Gorin, P5, alongside Carol Panic. On the third row, LTK Terrier is P7 with Vesper Jupiter alongside TRC Deton is 9th with Dr. Mo in 10th. Physical is 11th with Kozlesko in P12. Star Cracked is P13 with MRC alongside him, with EBI 15th, So Fresh in 16th, Columbia 17th, 18th is Fins, and 19th TM Kirby 26. Rounding out the grid. I need to plug in my controller. There we go. And we look towards the loading screens, and that means that we are now very much thinking about the Grand Prix ahead. So, is that it's dry, but it looks like it is pretty overcast. So maybe some rain, but I can only speculate, obviously. And yeah, we now await the drivers getting themselves ready for the Grand Prix, and yeah, we shall see who's going to be starting on what tyre. And yeah, I think now is a good time to go through fully the championship standings as we head into the Chinese Grand Prix and round 12 of 16. So, as alluded to earlier, it is Tom Gordon who leads the way on 189 points. Vapid, as mentioned before, is 21 points back. He's on 168 points. Then it is Lord James in third position. He's on 143. Then we've got both Scott and Kozlesko on 105 points. Then P6 is TRC Deton, 90 points for him, with S4 Fins on 72 in 7th position. Then it is Carol Panic next with 59, and Physicala 45 points for him in the Red Bull. Then it is So Fresh with 40 points, Vesper Jupiter 37, Columbia with 32, Dr. Mo has 28, Team Kirby 26 has 26 points. Normal Jinx, who finished second last time out in Abu Dhabi, he is on 28 points. J25 on 19, Inns is on 17, Mr. Mac Attacks on 10. Then we've got 3 drivers on 9 points. They are Skullkiller, Dark Sabby, and LTK Tani. Then it is EBI on 8 points. I'm on 7 points. Then it is StarCraft on 5, and Junior Korea on 2 points. So there is your driver standings. And in the constructors, it is Haas and McLaren in joint first position at the moment. Both teams on 204 points, with Alpine only 6 points back on 198 points, so very close in the top 3. Mercedes are 4th on 181, Ferrari 5th on 145, then it is AlphaTauri on 92 points, Aston Martin 86, Alfa Romeo are on 80, with Red Bull 65 and Williams 52. So there are your championship standings as we head into the Grand Prix. And we shouldn't be too far away from starting now. And yeah, it is. Yep, on to the formation lap we go. And let's now have a look at what tyre has everyone got on. It is medium and hard tyres for most. Well, medium and hards for everyone. No one's gone on the soft tyre. So yeah, it's fairly even split. Maybe a few more drivers are on the medium than the hard. But yeah, should be a very interesting Grand Prix. We've got Pole Sitter Junior Korea on the hards, Vapid Coot 74 on the mediums, Lord James on the mediums, Inns, Tom, Colonel, Tarry, Best Producer are all on the mediums. Between 4th and 8th on the grid, then it's Deton in 9th on the hards, and Dr. Mo in the mediums in 10th position. Then it is hards for Physicella, Kezlesko and Starcrax. Then it is mediums for MRC, EBI and SoFresh. Then it is hards for Columbia, softs for Finns, and hards for TM Kirby 26. As we look down the straight there, people trying to warm up their tyres there, and yeah, we are not too far away from lights out now, and we have a look to the starting grid as the drivers line up in their grid boxes. Pole Sitter Junior Korea in the fry there, pointing a little bit towards his right hand side of the grid. Maybe trying to defend the lead into the first corner. Couple of drivers not quite making their grid boxes, but it is going to be the start sequence very soon indeed. Okay. So the lights are coming on now. The 5 red lights are on, and it is going to be lights out, and away we go for the start of the Chinese Grand Prix. It is, oh no, Vesper Jupiter. No, that's not Vesper Jupiter, that's Inns in the wall. I think that's a safety car. Sorry to Vesper Jupiter there. It was, I got an Aston Martin, but I just said the wrong one, so it is Inns immediately retiring from the race. And I believe it's a virtual safety car we have. I'm not seeing the safety car out yet. There is confirmation. Virtual safety car, and Junior Korea keeps the lead ahead of Apicute and Lord James. Tom Ligorian's made it up to P4. And yeah, Finn's making up a couple of positions as well. And we await the green flags to come back out again. As there we go, it is green flag racing once again. Fisichella heading up the inside of Kozlesko, but not quite able to make a move. Tom Gorian overtakes Lord James 22 round the long right hand corner. But who will make it in to the hairpin bend? Oh, and that is a bit of a look from Vesper Jupiter, but not quite enough for a move at the moment in time. Nose to tail here, as as we go on board with this trajectory, he is looking all over the back of LTK Harry. MRC pits. Maybe some contact somewhere. Oh, and it's going to be side by side, potentially. Colonel Panic having loop is going to turn to the outside. He's going to try to make it stick. Oh, and LTK Tari's round. He's found the grass and he's losing positions. Not ideal from him. Oh, it's up the inside. Goes Dr. Mo, but he's not quite able to make a move. And Lord James 22 going wide out of turn 5. And is down into P5 here. And it is nose to tail here in the midfield. Is that some wing damage there? No, it's not. It's just me imagining things. Oh, So Fresh goes wide. He loses a position. Oh, Dr. Mo. What's happened to him? Didn't quite fully catch that, but the Williams driver down into P17 now. And TM Kirby making a move on the Williams of Combi here. And it's side by side down the back straight between them. But Clumby does retake the position here into turn number 13. Meanwhile, up towards the front. The front three at least are still nose to tail here. And it's Harry closing up the back. Physicale potentially going to potentially have a look there as Dr. Mo is into the pits in the Williams team. On board with LTK Tani, who is in 10th position at the moment after a bit of a mistake earlier on, but he is very much in that slipstream of the Red Bull of Physicale, and he will be looking to force the Red Bull driver into a mistake potentially. However, though, it is, I believe the DRS is enabled, but Vapid's made a mistake there, and that could very much put himself under some pressure. What a lovely camera angle there. On board with Vapid, and it's both of them with the DRS. Tom looks one way then the other into the hairpin, but it's not quite enough for a move. Could it be a move for Physicale though on Kozlesko? And it's the Red Bull making the move. Can he make it stick though as Star gets himself ahead of EPI, but Kozlesko defends the position for the moment, and LTK Tarrier very much in the mix as well. Oh, that was very close there. Down the pit straight. It's going to be side by side into the first corner. Oh, and side by side as well between Fins and Star here for P12. Oh, a little bit of a moment there. Fins looking to get by, but it is some good defence so far from the Mercedes driver. Is it going to be side by side into turn number 6? It is indeed. And Fins making the move. And up into P12 now for him. As we go on board with the Alpha Male. Quality moment. However, just up ahead, it is LTK Tani on the back of Kozlesko, who won't have the DRS this time around. And we shall see if that turns into some action at all. Could it be a move? Vapid's not quite close enough, so we're going to look towards LTK Tari. He goes up the inside into the hairpin corner. Can he make it stick? Not quite. They still remain side by side as Fins gets ahead of his teammate, but LTK Tari making the move stick as they go into the final corner. Vapid very much right on the tail of the lead here. Kozlezko also still side by side. They go side by side round the outside of turn 1 here. Is it going to be a position? Oh no, it's yeah. LT Tani ahead of Kozlezko. It's a little bit of a train starting to form here, but it is side by side. Finns gets himself ahead of Fisichella there through turn number 6. And now up to P10 goes the Alfa Romeo driver. However, LTK Town is going to be under some pressure here, and it's Team Kirby, the first driver, to get a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Kozlezko under a lot of pressure now from SFR Finns, and it is nose to tail between them. Could it be side by side? It is indeed. Finns makes the move. Oh, an ABI with a late move as well, but doesn't quite make it stick. And back out front, it is still Vapid behind Junior Correa, still in that Ferrari. And it is still nose to tail in the top 5 here. The championship contenders all in this group. But Finns is also right on the tail. Oh, it's a big slap of oversteer. But the car control is good and he keeps it on the track for now. And will potentially line up a move. Very soon indeed. Last season's champion, not in the championship battle this season, but has still got a couple of race wins to his name this season, and will potentially look to add to that in the final 5 races of this season. And so it could be some action in the front here, and indeed it is. Vapid making the move. Tom's going to get in on the action as well. Side by side into the hairpin. And the top 2 in the championship making the moves ahead of Junior Correa here. And it is Vapid ahead of championship leader Tom. But he's going to come under some pressure, potentially. Into turn number 1. Nose to tail again here. Oh, Junior Correa goes for the move up the inside of Tom, but Tom gets the inside for the next corner, and he's able to defend for the moment as Finns gets ahead of LTK Tarrier as well. And he's now up into P8 here. As we move back to this quintet battling it out for the lead here. They are nose to tail as we look to get a good camera angle. And it is Junior Correa under a bit of pressure now as well from Colonel Panic as well. We're going to go on board with the Alpha Tauri driver, who's going to get a good exit out of turn number 12. Tom Gorian right in that slipstream. He will make the move for the lead of the Grand Prix. And it is Tom Gorian leading the way now as they head into the hairpin. But it is now going to be Vapid Coot with the DRS down the pit straight here. And can he take advantage of it in the slipstream? Very much so. He has a bit of a look, but doesn't go for it. Oh, there's a bit of a gap opening up, but Tom is alert to it. Doesn't let his championship rival make a move this time around. I believe that was Starcrax making a move on Physicala there into turn 1. Oh, bit of a mistake potentially there from Junior Correa, but he keeps hold of P3 for the moment. But it's going to come under some severe pressure now. As we look towards the final sector once again here. Tom Gorian leads from Vapid Coot, Junior Correa and Colonel Panic not too far behind as well as Lord James 22 staying in this group as well. But Vapid Coot's going to have the DRS here once again, and it is going to be side by side as we head into the hairpin once more, and again it is a change for the lead. Vapid Coot takes it now, but now it's going to be Tom's turn to get the DRS down the pit straight. Through the final corner they go once again. Switches sides, does the Alpine of Tom Gorian. Is he going to go for it this time around? Oh, it is very much noticed. Oh, Junior Correa has a bit of a look up the inside, but not quite enough, as there are a couple of moves further back in the field. Kozlesko goes around the outside of Tarrier as they remain side by side as they go into turn 2 and 3 as well. Who's going to come out on top in this particular battle? Junior Correa's lost a couple of positions meanwhile, but we're going to stay on this battle, and Team Kirby has retired from the session. Still, these two remain side by side, and this battle is not yet done. Still, they are refusing to give up on this battle. But it is Tarrier who eventually comes out on top. Junior Correa did lose a couple of positions meanwhile, and has lost touch with this group slightly. However, Tom Gorian now free to attack Vapid Coot. He's not got any pressure behind him, and they now go side by side and into the hairpin. Tom Gorian taking the lead once again, and these two switching positions here for the lead. Is there going to be some action into the hairpin? Not quite this time around, but Vapid with that DRS, he will be wanting to stay as close as he can round this first corner. And still it remains as you were at the moment. Let's just have a look further behind. Was that going to be some action there as we go on board with Kozlesko, but it's not quite some side by side action here. Oh, Lord James and Colonel Panic switching positions there. Didn't quite catch that, but it's Lord James P3. He's on the hard tyre, so he's doing well to stay within sight of the lead here. And I'm sure the hard tyres will come into their own at some point. As we look towards the leaders once again, and it's going to be the turn of Vapid Coot to have the DRS this time. In the slipstream they go. Lord James also in the background trying to break that slipstream that Colonel Panic will be getting with the DRS as well there, but it is going to be side by side for the lead once again into the first corner. And it is Vapid now with the lead. And it's Lord James who was able to stay ahead, but Kozlesko and Tarrier are also now side by side, with Physicala and Starcrax doing the same. But it's Star who, for the moment, will stay ahead. But will that change at all down the pit straight? DRS for Physicala here. Is he going to go for it? No, not quite. for the moment. Is he going to see a gap though? Oh, it did a little bit close there. It did open up briefly, but it wasn't quite the gap that opened up. So, lap number 11. And it is... Oh, MRC is retired. Oh, he's done it on the pit straight, and that's brought out another virtual safety... Oh no, it's the full safety car. It has brought out the full safety car. So with that, it looks like as Dr. Moore drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car, that is not ideal for him. But with the safety car deployed, it is the drivers who started on the mediums who will have the advantage. And who is going to be coming into the pits? I suspect most on the mediums at least will be coming in. Look, everyone so far into the pits. And pit stop time it is. Let's see. It will be the hard tyres, and I suspect most drivers will be doing the same. Oh, it's very close between Vapid and Tom in the pit lane. Panic also doing the same. Lord James goes on to some mediums, so it'll be interesting to see how they fare come the end of the race. Let's go. Also doing the same there. LTK Tari on some hard tyres. Start on to the mediums. Same for Physical. So Fresh goes on to some hards. He goes on to the hards as we get a very rare camera angle there in that Alfa Romeo pit stop there. And now it is just Dr. Moore to stop now. And I suspect there'll be some hard tyres for him. Yep. And everyone pitting under the safety car here. And it is Vapid with the lead. And yes, it is not quite halfway in the Grand Prix. It's approaching it, and yeah, it was an interesting first stint for the drivers. And yeah, it was Vapid and Tom exchanging positions, and Lord James is in third position with Carol Panic in P4, Vesper Jupiter in P5, Junior Correa is P6, S4 Finns has got up to P7. The two McLarens P8 and 9 with Deaton ahead of Kozlowski in that one, and then LTK Tarnay rounding out the top 10 with Starcrax in P11. Physicella is P12, So Fresh P13, Clumby is P14, EBI just behind in 15th, and then Dr. Mo in P16. And a few retirements to the Grand Prix already, and they are MRC, TM Kirby, and INS, who are the DNF drivers for the race so far. So it's still 16 runners in the Grand Prix, and the safety car, I believe, will be on its final lap. So it will indeed be Vapid Coots who will be setting the pace in the final sector this lap when the safety car, I assume, will be coming in. And yeah, will he go for it early, or will he wait till the very last moment before going for it? And yes, it is indeed this lap. The safety car comes in. So now it is going to be, it is more of a longer final sector, so we could see this process take maybe a little bit longer than we'd be used to as we go on board with Apatcoot. And how long is he going to wait here? That is the question. Waving side to side. And is he going to go for it before the hairpin? Between the hairpin and the final corner, or is he going to wait till the final corner or after? Let's see what he's going to do. Does he go for it here? He has gone for it before the final corner. So let's see who has been caught out and who has been paying attention. Tom closing up into the first corner. But Vapid is going to have to stay on his toes here through these first few sections of the corners. And nose to tail, as you'd expect after a restart. But no overtaking manoeuvres except for that of P5 as Junior Correa gets ahead of Vesper Jupiter and makes the move stick as well. As we go on board with Starcrax in P11, he is right on the tail of LTK Target, and yeah, can the Alpine driver finish the Grand Prix this time out? He has, let's just say, not finished many Grand Prix, but it'll be good for him if he can indeed finish. Side by side though, for P2, Lord James getting in on the action. Oh, it is 3 wide and a little bit of contact for the lead there. But Lord James takes it on, that's EBI. Had him say, oh, well, Lord James goes straight on. What has happened there? What is going on? Oh no. Virtual safety. Oh dear, that's not ideal at all. Maybe some wheel issues, potentially. I don't know for sure, but he just kept going straight on there. That was very peculiar. Lord James out of the Grand Prix on what was lap 14 and brings out a virtual safety car. It is nose to tail here at the front. Everyone trying to stick to their deltas. And when is the green flag going to come back out? I think it will be fairly shortly. We shall see who is on their toes at this virtual safety car restart. Still not quite the green flags yet. And Vapid has the lead, but Tom Gorian very much still within that DRS range. Obviously not going to be active, but it's green flags now, and it is a drive through for Colombia. He has not stuck to that delta, unfortunately for him. But into the hairpin they go. It's not quite side by side, but it is Finn's looking for a move on Vesper Jupiter as they go side by side. We can kind of see what's happening with this camera angle. Side by side they go into the final corner, but Vesper Jupiter defends the position as DRS is enabled. And it's side by side, and Finn's just about does take P5, and Deton getting very close to the back of that Aston Martin car and doing well to avoid it as well. We've got Junior Correa here on the medium tyre, so he will have the best of the grip at the moment with the softer tyre there, but that tyre will wear away quicker, so he will need to be making use of that advantage while he has it. Meanwhile though, Tom Gorian very close to the tail of the leader, Vapid Kut, his championship rival here. Tom with that 21 point advantage going into this race, and he will look to defend his championship lead as much as he can here. It is potentially going to be a bit of a tactics game as we head towards the second half of the race, but it is going to be DRS for Tom Gorian, and he's going to overtake Vapid Kut, and he's going to retake the lead of this Grand Prix once again. But has he made the move stick though? He just about has, and that was Fisichella making the move for P10 ahead of Starcrax there. But it is nose to tail between this quartet for the lead. Tom Gorian leading the way now, but he's got another 3 cars right on his tail, all looking to pounce on any mistake that another one makes here at this Chinese Grand Prix, as Clumby gets ahead of So Fresh for P12. But we are going to watch with close interest this battle for P1 here. But who's going to get the good exit onto the back straight this time around? This braking zone, a very important one here, and to utilise that DRS as well. They come round, turn 13, that's a not great camera angle there. It's a better one here. Vapid takes the lead once again here at the Chinese Grand Prix. Tom stays in P2 as we go board with Junior Correa, waiting to pounce on any mistake that happens ahead of him. S for Finn's also setting the fastest lap and joining this group as well, as it is very much nose to tail here now. Oh, Junior Correa going for the move on Colonel Panic, but it hasn't quite come off for him, and he's going to end up potentially going side by side with S for Finn's and potentially losing out as well. But he stays around the outside. That's going to turn to the inside now, and it is some good defensive moves there. Oh, he's potentially made contact there with Colonel Panic just ahead, and nose to tail here for what is now the top 5, with S for Finn's joining this group to make it a quintet once again. But who is going to get the good exit this time around? As we go on to the back straight once more. S for Finn's all over the back of that Ferrari. Going to try and get the best of the camera angles. Is it going to be side by side? Tom doesn't quite go for the move. Oh, but there's a little bit of contact there. And it is Harry makes the move on because let's go for P8 there as well. Oh, and EBI has made a mistake out of turn 13, I think, there. What is going to be occurring here? as we go on board with S for Finns in P5. But very much has P1 in his sights. TRC Deton is side by side here with Vesper Jupiter. And who's going to come out on top here? It looks like it is going to be side by side into now what is turn 5. And Deton had the inside line, but Vesper Jupiter is going to switch it back. Can he keep it round the outside of turn 6? Not quite. And that's some good defensive moves there from TRC Deton to remain P6 for the moment for the McLaren driver. S for Finns having a look up the inside of the Ferrari of Junior Korea, but it's not quite enough again this time around. As who has had a good exit this time around between the leaders. Tom Gordon uses that DRS and Tom takes the lead once again, but it's side by side for P6 once again, side by side into the hairpin, and it looks like TRC Deton remains in P6. But a nice battle going on there as well. It's going to be, is it going to be side by side? Yes, it indeed is. And Vesper Jupiter going round the outside there. But it stays side by side. Can TRC Deton hang it around the outside? Oh, there's a little bit of connection there between Deton and Tari, but they both stay in a straight line and now go side by side into turn 5. And it is TRC Deton defending P7, but Vesper Jupiter's gotten himself up into P6 there. Meanwhile, back on board we go with S for Finns. It is still as you were in this group for the lead. And there is a yellow flag there from EBI, making a bit of a mistake in turn 2, but getting back underway. And who is going to get a good exit this time around? And if we can get some good camera angles, that would be excellent. And it's going to be side by side for the lead once again into the hairpin. Oh, and Carol Panic going for the late move there. Oh, and it is just about 3 wide there. But it is Tom who stays in second. The battle for P6 keeps on going as well. Not easy to know where to look at this moment in time. Is there going to be some side-by-side action? Very close in this battle. Oh, it's going to be close. And it's going to be a move from LTK Tari. But that turns back to the inside for Deton. Who's going to come out on top? There's a long wait to see. But now it is the two McLarens side by side as Finns overtakes Korea as something's gone on between there. As we look at, oh, it's a spin from Kislesko as he was staring at the wall a bit for a moment, and he has lost sight of this group now in the battle for P6. Meanwhile though, in the battle up front, it is at the moment in time Vapid ahead of Tom. But will that switch around once again here as we head down the back straight for what is the 21st time in this Grand Prix? And it looks like it is going to be side by side once again into the hairpin. And Tom Gorian takes the lead as Tari makes a move on TRC Deton. Side by side they go. They leave each other the respect that they were entitled to, and Tari up to P7. Meanwhile, Vapid takes the lead ahead of Tom. As there's a move into the first corner this time around, and Vapid going for the move. this time around, but Finn's putting the pressure on Colonel Panic here. He had a bit of a look, but wasn't quite the right moment for him. And yeah, this race spicing up with 6 or 7 laps to go, and it should be a very intriguing finale with this group of 4 nose to tail still with each other. And who is going to come out on top? Colonel Panic closing up to the back of Tom Gorian here. He will want to get a good exit out of turn number 12 here. And it is on board we go with Colonel Panic. He's a bit closer to Tom Gorian this time around. Can he use that to his advantage? He's going to try to at least. It is going to be side by side Colonel Panic going for the move. And he has made it up to P2 as the AlphaTauri driver. And that's a move very well done indeed. Well, not quite some action as AlphaTauri has used up a lot of his energy, and it's side by side for P10 Starcrax and Kizlesko. The Mercedes driver in P9, but we go back up the front of the field. Finn's going a bit wide in the first part of the corner, but is able to get away with it. Is there going to be action? Not quite there. And into turn 5 we go. And it is Colonel Panic now splitting the 2 championship protagonists. So this could be Vapid's chance to make a bit of a gap here, if he so has the pace to do so. But Tom will be trying to stay as close as he can so that he can make use of the DRS here as we head towards the back straight once again. As we look towards what is this group of 4 in the front of the field. And it's Colonel Panic closing up to Vapid Coot here. Vapid goes defensive as we go on board with Colonel Panic. And not quite the move this time around. However, someone who is making a move is Vesper Jupiter. He's made the move on LTK Tari for P6. And that is a job well done there. However, Colonel Panic, he's going to go for the lead here. Round the outside, can he keep it, or will Vapid be able to hold the inside? He indeed does so. And Tari makes the move on Vesper Jupiter, but TRC Deton also looking as well. Starcrax overtakes Kizlesko. And it's a 3-second time penalty there for physical as we go on board with SFR Finn. And he is right on the tail here of Tom Gorian. Vapid with the lead of the race at the moment in time. Colonel Panic's in second, again still splitting the 2 championship protagonists, but very much all still within DRS of each other here. As we head into the final 5 laps of the Grand Prix. On board we are with Vapid Coot. Are we going to see the 2 or 3 behind close up once again? Is there going to be a move for the lead? Vapid defending the inside once again here. And Colonel Panic forced to go the long way around, but he tries it around the outside, and that's going to allow Tom Gorian to go up the inside. Can he make a move for P2? Not quite, as the battle for P6 goes on once again as well. Oh, a big bit of oversteer there. As these lot go side by side as well, but it's going to be side by side for the lead into turn 1. Colonel Panic, can he go around the outside this time into turn 1 of Vapid Coot? He's got a bit of an advantage here, but it is side by side. Can Colonel Panic hold it just enough to get the inside for turn number 3? It is going to be side by side here for the lead, but Vapid is just about able to keep it, but Tom Gorian's going to try and get in on the action as well. And Vapid defends the inside. Can Colonel Panic go around the outside? Not quite. Tom Gorian seeing if he can pounce, but it is still as you were here as we go on to lap 25 now. 4 laps to go now. And as we go on board with Carol Panic, can he get what would be his first victory? Oh, Tom Gorian! What has happened to him? We didn't see it. I don't know what's happened there, but that is huge in the context of the championship. Tom Gorian down to P5. He's not going to be a happy boy there. Colonel Panic now. He has got a run on Vapid Coot this time around. He's opening that DRS. And it is going to be side by side Vapid Coot defending the inside once again. And doing a very good defensive job indeed. But has Colonel Panic and Finn's just behind. And into the final corner. And going to be crossing the line to start lap 26 of 28. But it is Colonel Panic. He goes for the move up the inside this time. Vapid not defending the inside. And has that allowed Colonel Panic to take the lead here. And his Finn's going to get in on the action as well. He tries to, but it's not quite enough for him on this occasion. But it's Colonel Panic who has taken the lead of this Chinese Grand Prix with just 3 laps to go. As we are on board with the AlphaTauri driver of Colonel Panic. And it is Finn's not too far off as well. Tom Gorian, he could still make some overtakes. But we go on board with Finn's here in this battle between the podium positions. And will Colonel Panic be able to defend without the DRS this time around? Rapid is trying to get as close as he possibly can. And what will happen this time around as we look towards what will be the battle for the lead? It is going to be side by side. Vapid retakes the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix, but will lose that DNS advantage as we head onto the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. And nose to tail there. There is still potential for some moves a bit further back as well. And we go on board with Colonel Panic here. So yeah, the flag that is towards the back of the field. And 1.5 laps to go. And can Vapid defend this lead that he currently has? Or will he be swamped by Colonel Panic? And maybe S4 Finns as well. He's going to need a good exit out of this turn 11 and 12 right-handers. And Colonel Panic is still pretty close behind, so he may very well take the lead of this race once again here with that DRS. Oh, it could be 3 wide with Finns trying to get in on the action. There's not quite enough space. Vapid Coot trying to defend the outside as Finns makes contact with the back of Colonel Panic. And Vapid Coot now has the lead of the race as he is about to start the final lap of the Grand Prix. And it is still in the balance very much, this race, with Vapid just ahead of Colonel Panic here. And the battle for P4 as well is pretty close too. But as we go on to we are on the final lap, and who is going to win this Chinese Grand Prix? Is he expired? Fortunately, it is nose to tail for the top three. Who is going to be able to take the lead by the end of this lap and of course win the Chinese Grand Prix here. Final lap, and we still don't know who the race winner is going to be. And round the long right hand corner for the final time and on to the back straight. And it is going to be DRS for Colonel Panic. He's very much in the slipstream here. Can he win this Chinese Grand Prix? Vapid defends the inside line, which is the smart thing to do, but can Colonel Panic go around the outside as Tom Gorian takes P4? But Vapid defends the inside. And who's going to come out on top? It looks like Vapid may well win this race, but Tom's P4 and it's battling behind. But Vapid's going to come across line to win the Chinese Grand Prix with Colonel Panic P2 and Finn's in P3. Tom Gorian will take P4 ahead of Junior Courier and Vesper Jupiter, with Tarry finishing P7. Tier C Teton's going to be P8 with Starcrax. Unfortunately for him, a penalty will put him behind Kizlesko here as they cross the line. Kizlesko P9 and Starcrax P10. And it's going to be, in a few moments' time, it is going to be So Fresh and Clumby both crossing the line. And into the hairpin they go. With maybe just another lap, Clumby would have had this overtake on the soft tyres for the Williams driver. But it is going to be So Fresh just ahead of Clumby, and that rounds out the points positions as Dr. Mo crosses the line, and that rounds out the Chinese Grand Prix, in which Vapid Coot 74 is the victor of. And now we load on to what will be the podium ceremonies. And there we go. We see the Mercedes of Vapid Coot. He will take the trophy. Thumbs up from him. And the champagne gets very much sprayed here at Shanghai. And they drink the champagne, and here are your race results, with Vapid Coot winning the Chinese Grand Prix ahead of Colonel Panic. It's for Finns with the fastest lap in P3 with Tom Gorey in P4, Junior Couriers P5, Vesper Jupiter's P6, LT Kitari is P7, Tier C Deton P8, Kazesco P9 and Starcrax rounding out the top 10. And in 11th it's So Fresh, 12th is Clumby with Dr. Mo P13, EBI's P14, one lap behind, a couple laps down was Physical, then it's Lord James, MRC, Team Kirby and Inns, the drivers not classified. And there we go. That is the Chinese Grand Prix, and it is the end of the action here this week for China. And so that means that now that's all that's left now for me to say is thank you for indeed tuning in, and we will see you on the RFL channel next week for the Singapore Grand Prix for round number 13. So yeah, hope to see you then, and yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next time around, and goodbye.